What a waste! Students at a school in Maryland are cutting down on food waste and helping those in need. Americans throw away more than 4,200 pounds of food every second. What else goes to waste in the United States? Think about the last meal you had in your school cafeteria. Did you finish all the food on your tray? If not, a juicy apple or a container of milk likely ended up in the trash. The students and staff at Lincoln Elementary School in Frederick, Maryland, got tired of seeing so much of their food going to waste. In January, the school started a program to help the unwanted food and drinks to use the unwanted food and drinks to help others and the environment. Helping Hand. Tossing food into the trash is wasteful in many ways. For one thing, that food could be used to help the hungry. In 2018, more than 37 million Americans were unable to afford healthy food on a regular basis. The staff at Lincoln started a share table in the cafeteria to help address this problem. Students put items they decide not to eat, like unpeeled bananas and unopened containers of yogurt, on it. Then they packed the food into coolers and donated to a local organization that provides meals for people in need. You just feel happy inside because you're helping other people, says Lincoln 5th grader Eliseo Sanchez. Wasteful ways. The kids at Lincoln are also preventing more food from ending up in a landfill. About 1/3 of all food produced in the United States never gets eaten, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. That happens for many reasons. Farmers often dump produce that is bruised or oddly shaped because customers aren't likely to buy it. Grocery stores toss damaged cans and boxes that contain perfectly edible food. But who's mainly to blame for all the wasted food? Individual consumers are, even though we may not realize it. Everybody thinks that they waste very little, says Roni Neff. She's a food waste expert at Johns Hopkins Center for a Livable Future in Baltimore, Maryland. The problem is that people often buy more food than they need and then end up throwing away leftovers. A global problem. All this food waste is bad news for the planet. When food rots in landfills, it releases methane, a type of greenhouse gas that is contributing to climate change. Tossing an uneaten apple isn't just a waste of food. It also wastes other resources, from the water used to grow the apple to the fuel used by the truck that delivered it to a store. $161 billion worth of food is wasted in the United States each year. These students at Lincoln Elementary collected uneaten food in their cafeteria and packed it into coolers. Making a change. The students at Lincoln Elementary are doing their part to eliminate food waste. Each school day, they collect about 150 leftover lunch items and donate them to the Frederick Rescue Mission. The organization uses the food to provide free breakfast to people in need in the community. Lincoln's Share Table has made students more aware of what they eat and don't eat. 11-year-old Lily Friesen now avoids overloading her plate in school and at home. It changed me a lot, Lily says. It'll change you too. By Alessandra Potenza. What you can do? Keep track of what you put on your plate. If you're not eating everything you take, change your behavior. Have today's leftovers for tomorrow's lunch or dinner. Talk to the adults in your family about donating extra packaged food to a food bank or homeless shelter. Recycle natural foods like fruits or veggies that have gone bad by composting. When composting food decays, it turns into a natural fertilizer that helps plants grow. Words to know. Landfill, an area where waste is buried between layers of dirt. Produce, fresh fruits and vegetables. What is the article mainly about? A, why so much food is thrown away each year. B, how food ends up in landfills. C, one school's plan to cut down on food waste. D, changes to the lunch menu at an elementary school in Maryland. We can eliminate 2. We can eliminate the changes to the lunch menu because the lunch menu didn't change. And we can also eliminate how food ends up in landfills. So it can either be why so much food is thrown away each year, or one school's plan to cut down food waste. And in this article, we did focus on the school Lincoln Elementary and how they cut down on food waste. So the answer is C. 5. Which detail best supports the idea that throwing food away is bad for the planet? Please excuse the puppy. He is not happy right now. Which detail best supports the idea that throwing away food is bad for the planet? A. They pack food into coolers. Is that bad for the planet? No. B. People often buy more food than they need. Is that bad for our planet? No. Probably bad for pockets because it's wasteful. C. When food rots in landfills, it releases methane. Is that bad for the planet? That's a possibility. D. Grocery stores toss damaged cans and boxes. Is that bad for the planet? No. So when it releases methane, it turns into the greenhouse gases, and that is bad for our planet. That answer is C. 6. According to the article, blank are mostly to blame for the food waste problem in the United States, and that came directly from the passage. That answer is individual consumers. We are mostly to blame for food waste problems in our country. All right, so that was What a Waste. Please don't forget to look at your close reading questions. And the close reading questions for that passage were: summarize the reason that throwing away food is wasteful. Which details support the fact about 1/3 of all food produced in the U.S. Which details support the fact that about 1/3 of all food produced in the United States never gets eaten? And how has the program at Lincoln Elementary changed students? And I'm sorry, but that's going to have to end the lesson today because I've got some puppies to walk. I'll see you later.